Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We are going to be doing a date night smoky eye today. So as you can tell, I already have my foundation on and my eyebrows on. If you guys want a tutorial on those more in depth, then I can do that. But I am going to finish doing my foundation, like setting it and everything else while on camera. So first I'm going to take my favorite setting powder, RCMA. I'm just pressing this in, trying to make sure that there is no lines that escape. So I just apply this basically like in my most oily spots, like around my nose really heavily, and then like my smile lines right here. This is where I apply this the most, and eventually I will blend this out. I just apply it where it gets the most oily. I also like to apply it underneath my cheekbones to define that contour that we're going to do later a little bit more. So I am going to look a little bit ridiculous because I do like to let it sit and bake for a while, so that way it really sets into the skin. And I will do a little bit on my T-zone, but not too much, because we are going to blend this all out, so in the end it still is going to be set with the remainder of the powder. So okay, so now I'm gonna let that sit for a second, and while I'm letting that sit for a second, I'm going to go ahead and go in with my favorite eyeshadow primer, the one that I always use, Urban Decay eyeshadow primer in the color Eden. Sorry guys, I just dropped that. And I'm just gonna dot this onto my eyes like I do every time, and you don't really need that much. This bottle of eyeshadow primer has lasted me forever. Once I am done blending this out, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my setting powder again, just to set that, so that way it sets that base again for my transition color and the rest of my eyeshadow look, because it won't be so sticky and it'll make it blend out a lot easier than if you were to just go right in with the eyeshadow. Okay guys, now that I've got that blended out, I am gonna just take this beauty blender. You can use a brush too if you want, and I'm just gonna pat this onto the eyes. And this is a beauty blender that I got in my FabFitFun box. The rest of my beauty blenders are from Real Techniques. So now I'm just going to take this Real Techniques fluffy setting brush, and I'm just going to put this all over to make sure all that setting is like right in there. Make sure there's no creasing, because we are doing a smoky eye, so you really don't want it to crease, and you want it to be really set up for the smoky eye, so that way you don't get any creasing throughout your date night or day, whichever. Okay, so now that I'm done with that, I'm just gonna take this same brush and just brush this under my eye from where I did put that setting powder earlier, and just blend that out. And then for the rest, I'm gonna take a big fluffy brush, just blend that out really good all over. And guys, if you've noticed in my past videos, I don't blend my foundation at all down my neck, because you don't want that line of demarcation, just streaks going down your neck. So I just like to blend this out with a fluffy brush and try and find the foundation that's closest to my skin. So anytime I try and buy a foundation, I test it on my neck and not my face or anywhere else, because that's generally where I want to match it to, is my neck. Okay, now that I've set that in place, I am gonna go ahead and go in with my Benefit bronzer in Dallas. I'm just gonna slowly go in circular motion, not really applying very much pressure at all, and I am just going to keep doing that in circular motions right under my cheekbone. And I do circular motions so that it looks more diffused. And I'm just gonna make a C on my face. I'm just gonna lightly dust this again in circular motion, so it's not like super defined, just really diffused. And I do carry this a little bit around my hairline. that way it makes my forehead look just a little bit smaller. And then I also follow the shadow on my jawline right here, and I just do like big circular motions on that as well. Okay guys, so that's it for my contour. I am going to go ahead and go in with my Wet n Wild highlight, and I'm just gonna take this fan brush and I'm just gonna rub that into the highlight powder, and then I'm just gonna put this right here on my cheekbones. And I am gonna go a little bit more dramatic just because it is date night and a smoky eye, so I am doing a lot of highlight this time. Usually I don't really do a lot of highlight. Now I am gonna go in with my blush, and I am going to go in with this limited edition Estee Lauder illuminating corpse, and I am just gonna dot that just a little bit on that and just apply that right on my cheeks, just to put a little bit of color back into my face from everything else. Typically, I do my foundation after I do my eyeshadow just because of fallout, but I did my foundation first because it would make the video go faster if I had applied my eyebrows and my foundation first. So now I'm going to go ahead and take my Urban Decay Naked Smokes palette, this beauty right here, and I'm gonna go in with the shade Combust with my fluffy blending brush. And when I do my smoky eyes, I do start with my transition shade first, because for me it feels like I am just blended out more. It's not as harsh of a smoky eye, it's just really diffused and soft. And I'm just putting Combust all over my lid, so that way it's like a transition color for like each layer of the darker colors that I put on. Now that I'm done with my transition shade, I am going to take this fluffy concealer brush, and I am just going to go ahead and go in with Whiskey in the Naked Smokes palette. And I'm just going to take a little bit of that, and I'm just going to take this and put it right here on my eye. And I am going to blend as I go, so if it starts out not pretty, it'll get better. Okay, so now I have that really raccoon effect. Now I'm going to take that blending brush again in the same color Combust and just blend that line out. The key to smoky eyes is literally blending and working with small amounts and then working up to bigger, darker amounts. I'm gonna go in with a darker color now, and I'm gonna take the color Password and go in with that down here on my lid. Okay guys, now that I've got that done, I'm gonna go in with the color Combust and take this brush and just go under that with my lower lash line. Now that I've done that, now I'm going to go in with the color Whiskey again under the lower lash line. And then back in again with Password. So I'm just filling it up again on the bottom. Okay guys, now that I've got that all done, I am going to go in with this. And I am just going to go in with the shade 13 from Naked Smokes again. And I'm just going to put that on my brow bone, just to lighten that area up. And then if there's any lines, take that fluffy blending brush again and blend. I am going to take Brilliant Eye Brightener in the shade Stella, and I got this in a FabFitFun box as well. If you guys don't have FabFitFun, I definitely recommend it. It's so good to like treat yourself to it, because it's like a present every season, and it's so nice. I love it. I just apply that right there. Now, once I'm done with that, I am going to tightline my eye just underneath. I'm just going to look up. I am going to go ahead and go in with my eyelash curler. And I would put on fake lashes for this look usually, but I am currently out, so I'm just going to do my mascara for now. Okay guys, so now that I'm done with that, I am just gonna take this Urban Decay miniature. I just dropped it. Okay guys, so that completes today's makeup look. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe.